I've lived through some terrible things in my life, some of which actually happened. Hey everybody, I'm Tommy, this is Almost Zen TV, and that was a quote from Mark Twain. We are here in Howard Beach neighborhood of Queens, New York. It is about 10 a.m. Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. It's starting to get hot out. I like it here in the shade, but we got bigger fish to fry. We're going to talk about that quote. So let's walk, let's talk. How's everybody doing today? We are on 160th Ave. We're just going to walk down a back street or two and talk about that quote where Mark Twain's like, hey man, I've had a lot of things in my life that were terrible, and some of them actually happened. Now what he's saying obviously is he would look into the future of things and ruminate on them and think, oh, this is going to be terrible, oh no. And then most of the time, stuff never even came to fruition. So he worried about it. Nothing. It's 292nd Street. Ended up worrying about nothing. Now we do that as humans. And it's a problem with people. Whether it's a dentist appointment we have coming up. Anything. Like, we start to think a doomsday scenario. Get all worked up. It affects us right in the moment. Sometimes you even get a little depressed about it. Then you don't go out. Or you're worried it starts affecting your relationship, your day at work, just your general day, even hanging with friends. Then what happens is the event comes up. More often than not, and like 90% of the time, it's nothing. And you just sucked all the joy out of those days. Worrying. Now, is it understood that sometimes those things do come to pass? They do. But then what happens is, say for example, you people are watching this video right now. You've had instances where you looked forward to something negatively and it affected you, and it did happen. But here you are now hanging out, having a good day watching a video. So it passed. On the timeline of life, it's a pretty small moment where those things lie. So how do we kind of stop from doing that? It's not easy. We got that monkey mind of humans, you know. We're like kind of preconditioned to do that. Animals don't do it. That's another thing. Think about that. Animals, they're not thinking, oh man, Thursday. No, they don't even know what Thursday is. Look at this we got here. Look at this. I've seen that guy before. Where have I seen that guy? Isn't he like a TV star or something? I think I've heard his name before. I don't know. Danny something, Danny Turnbull, Danny Trumpet, I don't know. Anyway, like animals, they don't ruminate on this. They don't look into the future and like have it ruin a day or a few days sometimes, depending on how far, like in the past, that thing is. That event that's so cataclysmic that we can't, no, this is going to be terrible. Oh no. And like Mark Twain said, most of the time, their things never happened. But again, we'll hear those quotes and we'll put them up on Instagram, and we still won't like take that to heart and actually do that the next time something pops up. It's got to be like animals. I like that line from the Bruce Springsteen song. What's that line? Hey, baby, don't you fret. We're living in the future, and none of this has happened yet. And then the line, he's talking about all these things that are to come, and then not actually even there. Because it's... Let's see, where to go? Where to go? This car is coming from every orifice here. Alright. Let's go across this way. Oh, I notice one thing too, every time I go to like make a cross, like you can't see, there's 2 cars here, there's like 3 turning behind me. Every time I come up to an intersection, it feels like where there's never ever any cars, and I'm about to like cross holding a phone or something, doing it. There's 79,000 cars. Or maybe that's the only time I notice it. That's probably it, because the other times it doesn't happen, you just move along. It's a good topic for a video. Yeah, why don't we like ever just accept this moment? I know it's here comes the cliche. I get it. Oh, stay in the moment. The past is gone, the future's not here. Well, again, we're human, and sometimes there's an event, like I said, coming up. Maybe someone has a speech they have to do. They don't like going up on stage, or they got a doctor's appointment. Now, ruminating over the doctor's appointment that you have some tests you're waiting results on, it ain't gonna matter. Like the test is already being, the results are in. You're just waiting for the results. It ain't gonna change. You're not gonna. So why take those couple days and let them slide away because of what might come? It's no fun. But it seems to be fun to us because we kind of do it to ourselves. Someone will say, hey, relax, man. It's going to be fine. No. Nope. That's not enough for people. So, like all you people watching, for example, probably in a good, nice, like, relaxed kind of mood today while you're watching this, or maybe you're tense. I don't know. I'm assuming you're just relaxing if you're on YouTube, just watching somebody do a walk and talk. But you've had instances in the past where you were dreading something, or you made a big deal out of it. And I'm talking to the ones that it happened to, and it was something that they thought. But you see, here we are now in the future, and you're relaxed. You got through that, and you wasted a couple precious days, or a week maybe, or maybe even if it's just a couple hours on getting upset over it. But on a long enough timeline, everything is real tiny. And I don't think those things are worth it. Well, I know they're not worth it, because these minutes tick by and by. When that thing happens, it'll happen. You deal with it. Oh, I gotta go to the in-laws, or I gotta... it'll be over. You can always look to yourself. Say you have some event the next day and you're so stressed about it. Say it's at 6 p.m. and it's an hour long. And say you're watching this and it's 7 p.m. the day before. Just think, like, you can... let's go left. You can look at it like, 24 hours from now, when that clock hits 8 p.m. tomorrow, it'll all be done. You can kind of put it on a little timeline for yourself and realize, oh, how many days have gone by so quick because you're having fun and you don't realize it, then it's the next day. 3 days are gone, 4 days gone, a week's gone, then it's a month, now it's 2025. Just think that thing that you have to do tomorrow that's so stressful, or you're worried about, a test result, anything, speaking on a stage, whatever it is, 8 o'clock tomorrow, it's over. When you wake up tomorrow in the morning, it's like 12 hours left of it. It's nothing. When you think about, when you sit down and count like all the hours you've been like here, well, that's a number that's going to freak you out. How many hours have you been alive? And how many hours you got left? But I don't know. Good old Mark Twain. And he said something many people have said many different ways. That's just a famous one. But it's the one that hits the hardest. Because this guy's long gone off the planet. Long gone. 100 years or so gone. And would he have probably liked all that time back to just be a little more happy and not worried about those things, even if they happened or not, and wasn't going to matter because it's going to be over. And like I said, most of the time it's all good. Trying to think of what's the shadiest street, but I do have this camera now that has super steady mode, which I'm not sure how it's doing. The first video I returned, 2 videos before this, it looked like the super stable was working good. Obviously the first video I did in Williamsburg, it was off. I thought it was on. A video yesterday called Brand New Day, it looked a little shakier. I did that early in the morning. I wonder if that had something to do with, let's do this one, with the fact that it was lower light in the morning and it was a little shakier. I'm trying to hold my hand as steady as can be. Like I said, if this continues, I'm just getting a gimbal. Audio's good though, I noticed. So what's up with you guys today? Anything you're looking forward to? Or something you're looking away from? Treat them the same way. So it don't matter anyway. You'll be past it and then you'll be back sitting, relaxing, watching your favorite TV show or eating your food that you like. And you got through it. But boy, I admit it's a big mountain in front of you before that, because boy, our minds will do the work, won't they? They will. Yeah, baby. They work full time. That's where meditation comes in. We're going to be talking about that. It's hard to ask people to, especially these day and ages with the Twitch mentality of like constantly checking phones, to be able to put that down and like settle in and stillness for even 5 minutes, man. That's an ask to people. That's an ask, but it helps. So let's do that. I see a little stream here. I mean, a little fountain. If we just stop and enjoy this stream sound for a second, of this fountain. Let's breathe for a few seconds. An almost Zen moment. Or a moment of almost Zen. It's alright, let the car go by. Let that car sound be just as soft as the water. Alright. That's a good little moment. I'm going to do that a lot. I tell you about that. I like doing the moment of almost Zen and we just chill. That's the thing, like with the car sound going by, it's okay. Like people think, oh, I can't meditate here. You can meditate sitting on a bench in a city street, on the side of a city street. You could do it. I'm going to do a video on that too. Got a lot to do. But yeah, so I like to do that little moment of Zen. But all the trees here like this. Love it. And hopefully these walks can like take you away from stuff for a bit. You know, that's weighing on you. I want these to be like walks with a friend. A lot of people will do talking about Zen or spirituality or anything, lifestyle stuff, happiness, the good life. But they'll do it facing them. And then there's people who do walking videos where it's straight, just walking. Maybe they'll narrate some little things they see along the way. Maybe they just won't talk at all. Mine's a nice mix of it. Like, imagine if you're walking right next to me, what you'll see is all this. And then we just talk. But it's actually not like that, because someone walking with you wouldn't be mute the entire time. Like, my audience can't say something back except in the comments, which I would ask, would you mind making a comment? If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, do all that. But yeah, I want this to be like a walk. And maybe take away some of the stresses of what we're worrying about. Now, like, hey man, let's take a step with our left and a step with our right. Just enjoy, you know. Because really, here comes the cliche quote alert. This moment's all we got. It's right now. We got my boy Howie. There he is. I bet you have my boy Howie over there is in the moment. See, even if he was, there's a perfect example. In that split second that I yelled out to my man Howie across the street, he was in the moment. He might have been walking thinking about, oh man, my check got delayed this week. I'm screwed. Well, in that split second where I got his attention, I took him out and dropped him into the moment. Dropped him right into the moment. Let's stay on this side. Like, I think was it in The Way of the Peaceful Warrior movie? There's also a book on that, where they were standing over a little like Zen bridge. It was like a, you know, not high, you know, a little, one of those little things you walk over in like 4 seconds, but below it was like a little, you know, little stream. And I think that at the time, forgive me if I'm getting this wrong, but this is the gist of it is correct. What I'm going to say is that he wanted to make him stop going out of the moment and live right there. So he was complaining or something, whatever it was. He then, while he was talking, he pushed him over and he dropped in. Now, I really wish I had the prepared quote, but the gist was, well, in that moment when you're falling, you were in the moment. You couldn't be forward or back. It's impossible because you were pulled out of it. Now, the key is trying to live right in that moment all the time. That takes mindfulness. It's not easy to do until you kind of learn to still your mind constantly, go slower. Putting the phones down for a bit, obviously outside of watching my videos, you should just watch those. But, you know, that'll help us slow down. And, yeah, it's getting hot. It's getting hot, baby. Yeah. No, I had a little bit to say, and I figured let's do a mini walk today and talk about that. Videos are coming hot and heavy, baby. They're coming fast. They're coming at you. Got a lot to say, and I got new sneakers, so we're gonna do some walking. Well, so let's think about that, shall we? And this guy's, I like that because when his head is in the chair, it looks like he's sitting on the old Toileski. When something arises, for any of you people watching the video, and you find yourself stressed, you know what, it might even be okay to do that when it's something good down the road. Like, don't get too high about something like, oh, this is gonna be so great, because then there's also that prospect of being let down. That happens. People go, oh man, I really drummed this up in my head. It works both ways. Man, I really thought this was gonna be better. That's what happens with TV show finales. People expect too much, and they're like, man, I was let down. Well, you were looking into the future. You were deciding what you think should be on it. Look at this little stream here. This little, I love these. There's so many. I have a video, which I should put here at the end of this if you want to see why. I go through all these. I love it. I think we're going to wrap it up with these sweet sounds. I want to thank you for all who joined. Like, comment, subscribe, you know. You got to self-promote. But remember, stay in the moment. Stay right here. Cliche as it may sound, try it. Just stay right here. Thanks for watching. I'm Tommy, this is Almost Zen TV, and this was the way of walking. Bye, everybody.